Ladies and gents, welcome to community games, or not really community games. This is a community game, and this is a map which is legendary. This is a map that people have played for years, but for some reason on streams and videos we just don't see a lot of it. It's kind of similar to Black Forest, and what we have here is we have Regicide with 8 players. The goal is to ultimately be the only player remaining with your king standing. However, instead of having them all start off as enemies, I had them start off with team members, with friends on their side. So they can change that. They can backstab. They can set someone to enemy now, and they can set the other side to ally if they wish to. But at least at the start, we have 2 teams. We have Mit playing as the Britons here in the blue. In the teal, we have Mole King playing as the Magyars. In the green, we have King of Noob playing as the Burmese. And then in the gray, we have IV Daily playing as the Malay. I'm actually, real quick, going to go to my options and turn off tooltips because it's popping up a lot. Excellent introduction. Don't look away. Don't look away. Don't look away. This is going to be good. Don't skip ahead, YouTube. God, I know you got... They've already skipped. We lost them. Okay, and then in the gray, we have Malay. I think I already said that for Daily. In the purple, we have Arthas. Arthas is playing as the Teutons. Or rather, the Teutons. In the red, we have McLowen, not McLovin. There's a big difference. McLowen is playing as the Japanese. In the yellow, we have Snoopy playing as the Mayans. I think Snoopy's our best player here. I've seen Snoopy in a lot of community games. Also has a really good civ. And then here in the orange, we have Pasty Man playing as the Vietnamese. So Michi is a map with a lot of resources and then a lot of trees. And the trees stand out in the center. There are other wood lines, of course, but that's pretty much the basics of Michi. It's a boomy map. And I think more recently, and when I say more recently, over the last 4 or 5 years, the high-level Age of Empires has developed and become quite aggressive and less... I mean, it's still an eco game, don't get me wrong. It's still defensive, don't get me wrong. But for many years, all people did was boom up towards Imp. There were no games ending in Feudal. There were no games ending in Castle. And there weren't even games where people would get significant leads in those ages. It was just all about Imp, all about the big battles. And some people really like that. And if you really like that, Michi's the way to go. Humble Jelly says, what are the team names? Well, I actually wanted to see if they're keeping their team. Okay, so you look at this. Mit immediately set everyone's ally. Now, Mit has been rejected. Not by one, but all of the enemy team. Wait a second. Can I change his alliance, or is that a bug? Oh, I was really hoping I could change alliances for them. That would be so evil, but it would be so funny. But yeah, Mit has not been accepted to the eastern side yet. But there will be plenty of opportunities for them to try and convince the enemy of what value they bring to the future. I don't know. Dandy Man says, what's the average elo of everyone playing? I honestly don't know. A lot of people ask me that about community games. I cannot tell you. I think just based on... Actually, maybe Daily and Snoopy are the top 2. But I'm just not super familiar with everyone, and I do not set a cap or a rating restriction on getting into these games. So if you're a massive noob and you struggle against the easy AI, feel free to play. We're going to have a storyline for you. Whoa! Where's the wolf coming from? Whoa! Oh my god. Okay, so this is actually pretty crazy. So, first off, I don't know why that wolf attacked from a mile away, but somehow it went in to attack the villager. We did random civilization here. Mole King just happened to get Magyars, the only civ that one-shots wolves. Otherwise, without Loom, that villager would have died. It's your lucky day, Mole King. It's your lucky day. Why are there wolves here? It feels like on a boom map that's really weird, but... Here I am, getting frustrated with map scripting, and it's even... Oh, God, don't you make that mining camp. Don't you... You better delete that mining camp. Don't you build... Oh, my God. No. Why? Yes, rebuild. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, man. Whew. See, that would have been especially bad because the other night, I want to say this was 2 weeks ago. I do this from time to time. I was on Twitch, right? Looked at the Age of Empires category. And happened to see Ivy Daily, who's now going to make another mining camp. And Ivy Daily, I recognize because if you've been in my chat, or especially if you've supported me and been subbed for a while, I'm gonna be familiar with you guys, right? And I don't show up and be like, hi, because everyone freaks out sometimes and it gets a little weird. And sometimes I don't always want to interact heavily if I'm just chilling. But on this night, Ivy Daily was chilling out, casting with his buddy. And they were casting some, like, mid-level games or whatever. And I happened to say hi. And Ivy Daily about had a heart attack. he was so starstruck, which is so weird to me because I might get a lot of viewers, but I'm a noob, right? And so I don't know if you guys have seen the clip. Maybe it can be shared around. But he was just like, I'm your biggest fan, and you know, blah 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 blah. And so when I saw that mining camp, I just began to get really self-conscious about my content. Because listen, if you just watch a couple of my videos and you place that mining camp, that's fine. But if you claim to be my biggest fan and you place a mining camp like that, that reflects negatively on me, okay? So I guess what I'm saying is, the more of a fan you are of my content, the better you better get. Or at least don't let me know. Don't let me know how bad you are, please. Thank you. Okay. I'm just kidding. Really nice guy. And I hung out in that chat for like 30 minutes before heading off to bed.
I always worry if someone picks Vietnamese in a team game, they might be ratting out their teammates' plan.
Oh my god, did you hear that?
Stayed for the Lelin community.
I don't know if you guys could hear these alerts because I don't know how loud they are, but that was actually pretty funny. You guys are saying the farms. The farms are fine. His farms are fine. Big boom approach here for King of Noob. His start's looking pretty decent, actually. His score might be low right now, but going to 4 TCs. My ELO's gone up 200 points since I started watching your content. Nice, I'll take that. So what, from like 50 ELO to 250 ELO? Started from the bottom and now you're kind of getting there. Just kidding. I actually don't know your ELO, Russell. That's a joke. Don't get upset. Everyone starts somewhere. 700 to 900, but yeah, basically. Honestly, 700 to 900 is a really solid jump, though. Got a little woo-woo-woo over here. I don't know why Red decided to build the market all the way over here. Eventually, we'll see trade, so we'll probably see markets in corners. If you wanted to go with a crazy boom approach, you could actually start making markets now. Or maybe soon.
But the GDI forces are fleeing.
Let me look at the alliances again.
Just dropping by for my prime sub. Don't mind me.
Okay, so Daly's a pretty loyal guy. Really likes to stick with his team. What about Green? Yep, same thing for Green. All right. That castle's a little close to Green's eco. We'll see if King of Noob trusts him. Moving along here to Teal. Teal. All right, also a real team player. And then here in the blue, we have Mit. And Mit's like, screw y'all. I want to be friends with everybody. I think we all know one person who's like this. One person who wants to please everyone. Like, I have a friend like that. He knows so many people. And anytime he's invited to something, anytime they ask something, it's always yes. But it gets exhausting for him. I mean, I could never live like that. But in terms of diplomacy, maybe it makes sense if you want to survive the longest. Like, it's not like, you know, being friends with a lot of people in your normal day-to-day means you're gonna not be killed the next week. This is diplomacy. This is times of war, times of hardship. Yeah, maybe that makes sense. Let's go through the other players here. Apologies, by the way. Pasty Man's stats will not show at the bottom. I'm gonna have an overlay change to fix that soon. I'm sorry that that's kind of in the way. Pasty Man's sitting at 49 villagers, so he's probably happy that that information's blocked anyways. And Pasty Man, if you hear that, that's just a joke. Pasty Man is also... Wait, whoa. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, this looks a little different. Yeah, Pasty Man sticking with his team. Snoopy. sticking with the team. McLowen sticking with the team, and lots of production buildings. And Palisade sticking with the team but walling. Okay, and then here you've got Tootson's, arguably the best civ here for Arthas. Arthas also sticking with the team. Okay, to be fair, I feel like Red has reason to be scared here. Red is one of the lowest populations. I think it might be McLowen's first community game ever, so there's got to be some anxiety there. And Yellow is building all these barracks with a large economy right next to his base. Now, logic would tell you that Palisade Walls is not going to stop any Imperial Age army. So maybe it's not the wisest move to make Palisade Walls against someone who can shred that. But I really wish we could know what they were saying. I really wish that we would have spec chat. The game has been out for almost 2 years. I have been complaining about this for a very long time. Now, the good news is Deathmatch can now be played on ranked lobbies. So to the 20 people who play Deathmatch, you now have that. No, I'm kidding. Deathmatch community. I'm actually really happy that Microsoft made it so you could have some ranked form of Deathmatch because it is really important to the community.
Thanks for the great
I just also wish that we had spectator chat so these games were a lot more enjoyable. And I don't think that would be... It's obviously not just for my community games. I think there's aspects which make spectating Age of Empires in general a lot more fun. So Microsoft, if you hear me, as you've been hearing me for a long time, I beg of you, please. Okay. 24-hour stream when spec chat comes in. I think if spec chat ever comes in, I'm just gonna have a 10-hour stream of playing the song Celebrate. And my stream will probably get banned because of DMCA after that, but it'd be worth it. Wouldn't that be funny? It's like I celebrate and then ripperoni. Channel's gone. Why is Yellow making ramps? This is my point. Snooby is out here to kill. Snooby is out here to kill. Snooby wants blood. And McLowen senses that. Since we can't see what they're saying, let's just pretend. I'm even going to voice act this bad boy. You ready? Snooby, what are you doing over there, man? Is that for me? Or is that for somebody else? Bro, don't worry about... Okay, I can't do this. I'm sorry. I only have like 3 voices and they're all horrible. Snooby's probably like, yeah, don't worry about it. Instead of just passing, it's just sitting. I think Red is such an easy target, though. Red's also making archers. Give me a 1 in chat if you feel and relate to Red, possibly. I think there's got to be a few of you out there who've never played in a community game or never had the guts to sign up for a community game, and you're just like, well, I feel like I'd just be a sitting duck for all the experienced guys. Here's the thing, though. This is why, if you're a noob, you should sign up for community games. Even if you die, you're like the, well, I was going to make a movie reference and I completely forgot the character's name, so screw that. You are a very important part of the story, right? Your good-hearted nature, your obvious inexperience, earns you a lot of fans, and then if they kill you, and Snooby's about to become the enemy, if they kill you, if they take advantage of your good nature, you're remembered, okay? You're remembered. Now, this doesn't always happen, just to be clear. I don't want people to feel like, as Snooby goes in here before Elite Eagle, but will still kill everything. I don't want you to feel like signing up for community games means this is going to happen. But Snooby says, screw Red, get him out of here. And Snooby's going to try and get the first kill of the game. And this is pretty fast for Michi. All right. Well, Red's going to have to react here. We do have some Samurai as well. The problem is it's Castle Age against Imp. So the only real chance for Red would be to make a run for it and run to someone else's base. As I just heard the desperate, desperate sound of the town bell. No! Orange turned as well. Wait, did he? Orange turned on... What? Wait a second. I'm very... Wait, well, hold on a second. Orange turned on everybody except for yellow? What? I mean, orange didn't start allied to the left side. But orange says, let's just clear this side out, I guess alongside yellow. And that means Arthas might need to maybe cut to the other side and form an alliance with them. Let me just double check yellow's position right now. As red was defeated. You see the king's dead there. I actually didn't see it. I'm just going to pretend I did. The king died and everyone saw it on screen. Yellow is allied. Yes, yellow is allied to purple still. And I see a signal from yellow. So Snoopy's probably like, yeah, we're just going to cut these trees. That's the Snoopy voice now. It's like a weird southern... It's like a southern uncle. That's how I would describe that voice. But really weird to me how Pasty Man... Oh, wait, no. He must have made a mistake. He's like, sorry, bro. Just a prank. Well, salutes in chat, please. And T90 respects. Make sure you're effing for McLowen. McLowen, I said it all before. I do feel for people who are newer and their good-hearted nature's taken advantage of. But now we have enemies. Now we have people to root against, possibly. Some people out there just love it when people are brutal and slice and dice people. Some people appreciate that so much. They just get a kick out of it. And then other people are like, have some honor. Well, the left side better be careful because Snoopy's about to cut through the trees. And also, Snoopy has an offensive cow. And you might think, T90, that's dumb. It's just a cow. What can you do with a cow? It's a Mayan cow. It's 10% more effective. The attack that the threat of the cow is 10% more. Okay, I tried. Really aggressive though. Let's look at Teal's point of view. What can Teal see? First off, Teal is allied with his team, and no one else, and so you can only hear it. Listen. Listen. Whoa. Now I personally think you shouldn't be able to hear the rocks through the trees. That's something they added with DE. It's not the biggest deal. It is really fun for these types of settings, believe me. I'm just a little salty because one time I was onager cutting into someone's base on Arena and they heard it. And then I lost the game. So that's why my opinion's so strong on that. What do they have over here? Green? Oh, green is onager cutting and green is going for Arambai. A lot of Arambai. Oh my god! How many Karambits does Gray have right now? Gray has 136 Karambits. They only take up half a population space. This unit is low-key overpowered right now, by the way. It was buffed, and I don't think it ever needed to receive a buff. I would love to see them get flattened to onagers, though. So yellow... Yellow's trying to cut a path, and Teal happened to just place a lumber camp there, which is hilarious. So she's just going to chop trees, just passing. And here come the eagles. These are Mayan eagles, and they still will die to the onager if Snoopy isn't careful. But the raids are in. Now, Teal was trying to make a cut. Teal was not expecting this, and Teal's still missing some blacksmith upgrades. So these cav archers are actually very poor right now. And oh, Mole King's micro! Not even sure you could call that micro, to be honest. Yeah, still missing some big attack and defense upgrades. Purple is working alongside the right, the teammates on the right side, as we now have Eagles for Mitmit. Or not, sorry, not Eagles for Mitmit. Mitmit, you need to set these people. He's allied to them! Mitmit is allied to them! No! Okay, Mitmit now has enemied them, so the longbows can attack, but longbows get shredded by, or gets shredded. Shredded? Whichever one that is, whichever tense I should use. Either way, they die badly to eagles. You know, it doesn't really seem like the team over here is going to be able to deal with this. This green. No way. There's a civil war. Guys, this is the time for unity. This is the time to work together. Not the time for inner conflicts. Oh, the civil war is awful for their future. I think that gray and green would really be the only hope for teal and blue to survive. Upgrades are still coming in for Teal's Cav Archers, and Magyar Cav Archers are just insane, but not against Rats and Archers. Your Rats and Archers are sick against any other Archer unit. Karambits could work, Arambai could work, all these things could work really well against what's coming. But Daily and King of Noob are just not having it, and I feel like there's going to be so much frustration between these two now, where they're just going to have to duke it out. Wow. Now, I went into this thinking this would take a while, but look at the siege rams come in. That'll start taking out castles. It really doesn't look like there's going to be a real stand here for most of these players. Now, what's going to be interesting is what happens on the other side. Like, if everything as purple is guarding the cow with monks, let's say teal and blue get rolled, and the king's in there for teal right now. What's going to happen when yellow and orange stop trusting each other? Okay, gray is sending Kramits this way. Did gray just ally green? Okay, gray just allied green so they could defend the team. This is important, but green will not accept it. So all those Karambits went down as they ran through. So we cannot see what they're saying because Microsoft doesn't like me, but despite Microsoft's opinions of me, as Teal's going to have to run away with the king, and there it goes. We obviously know there's got to be some chatter there, right? Green still has him set to enemy. Maybe there's too much going on right now. We do have the king running over to where the trade is setting up. Siege Ram is the one real killer of Britain's. Siege Ram Eagle is just real tough to stop. And green now gray has to turn back on green just to defend himself. So it's clear to me that King of Noob is upset that there was an attack. Maybe it was gray who started it. Man, Karambits are so sick, though. Not really the spot you want to be with your Arambai either, if you're green. I think it was a mistake from green. I think the best chance for gray and green to survive long term is to work together. They have to settle their differences somehow. The Deku Dreaming says, hey, T90 in chat. I hope everyone is having a nice Friday. Well, thank you, Deku Dreaming. Welcome to the stream. I'd say the only person who's here who might not be having a nice Friday is McLowen, because McLowen got wrecked. And to make matters worse, the people who killed McLowen, they are doing really well. And I think normally McLowen would be rooting against them here. So, yeah, I just saw, I think it's Rob Lowen in chat. Feels bad. Yeah, F for you indeed. Could be F for blue pretty soon. I think, like, green sitting here at 85 pop. Is this stubbornness, chat? Do you think green would rather die than help gray? Is that the situation? It must be. I mean, gray's spot is clearly better here. But gray has to, in order to help the other side, would have to kill green. And he tried to be friends. Wait, now green's gonna do it! Okay, let's see if gray accepts. This is very important. Gray. They've got to be chatting. And they're now friends! Yes! Let's go! See, guys, you don't need to... I'm trying to somehow relate this to real life, and I can't. You don't need to kill someone after they attack you, right? If someone in the street goes up to you, and they start... If they give you a big old smack with some Karambit warriors, just take your Arambai back home and say, listen, let's be friends. And it works out every time. And your friend down the street who's making longbows, he's going to benefit from that. And I truly think, I mean, if blue can keep his king alive, this whole Eastern team can survive this. Seems to me like blue is going to be able to deal with these eagles. Has castles still. The king's probably in that one. And look at that. Almost as quickly as it all started. Snoopy, Pasty Man, and Arthas have to run away. But they do have trade set up right now. So there's a lot of gold on this map. Oh my god, look at these castles. Oh my goodness. Oh, these bases. This is crazy. But yeah, there's a lot of res on this map. But when you start to get low, you need to trade. And I don't think that this team on the left side really had the time to do that. Well, blue made a lot of trade cards, actually. Green was just late to making markets. I really need to see onager or bombard cannon shots on these karambits as they run through. That would look so cool. That's so many. Yeah, somebody asked about oh, I just got east and west wrong, by the way. It just dawned on me. Somebody asked me what the buff was for karambits. I know there was a buff. I think it was the base attack. I think elite karambits had 7 base attack before. Karambits. But maybe chat can correct me on that. I think it was in the last 2 patches. I mean, there are bombard cannons there, so it's good to get kills on those, but hard to really engage with melee units in a choke point. Palm Pyro capture rage does not work for these types of settings, so... Or at least work in the way that I would like. So, you do have the stats here. Mole King still alive, but at 47 pop. The King is over here, about to hop into the town center. It is possible to reboom in these situations. You just have to make a real conscious effort of it. Like right now, Teal's sitting at 15 vills, but has a lot of wood and a lot of stone. I would just drop 5 TCs... Try and get as many vills out as possible again. What is going to be the long-term concern for Snoopy, Pasty Man, and Arthas, chat? If you had to think of one thing. What would be the concern? I'm really curious how your community game sense is. Someone said wood. Maybe? Maybe? Maybe they're having problems with wood. You know, they might be at that age. But no, I think the issue is just lacking another person because they killed their pal. That's the issue, right? They have the trade, but they only have a possibility of getting to 600 pop. Whereas on the other side, they can get to 800 pop. But for now, I mean, they are in the better position because they have the gold. I also think their unit comp is really strong. You have everything you'd want except for maybe Siege Onager out of Vietnamese, Teutons, and Mayans. 2 excellent Archer civs, but one's going Eagles, which is fine. A solid Paladin civ. That's a lot of longbows, though. That's a lot of Cav Archers. See, I know Red is in chat right now. You should have been valued. You should have been respected more. Also, Mitmit, could you please value and respect the light cab upgrade? That'd be great. Thank you. Currently fighting with scouts. I don't know why Yellow's making this extra path, but if that's for Siege to sit in, that could be really good. If they were to just back up here, I'd be very surprised if someone's PC doesn't break here, by the way. Oh my god. The hamsters are running on like crazy right now. But yeah, 5 or 6 onagers from any player would be really smart. Okay. Blue maybe not realizing this. So purple was able to make it through with some paladins. I guess it benefits the longbows to have a choke point like that, though, right? Because they can hit from so far away. I mean, there are Imperial skirmishers back there, but hard to get in close. Niso says your PC so lag. It's not my PC. My PC's fine. I mean, listen, I'm not going to pretend DE's perfect, but if there's ever going to be a laggy situation, post-imp Michi is one of them. Right? I mean, it's kind of a, it's somewhat understandable. I don't think it's easy to make a game like this be easy to run. And the thing about PCs as well is everyone's running different specs. It's not like a PlayStation game where you've got, you know, the same system. Okay, so a little path now. I'm not even sure what happened here. I recall green was cutting a path and then bailed on it. And now yellow's found it with the onager. It's very confusing. They see Siege Onager for purple now. And oh my god, they're still not trading. I would actually be so pissed if I was blue. These 13 trade cards could have brought in thousands of gold by now. Really weird to me that we have not seen gray or green make markets there. Wait a second. Do you see green's movement right now? I thought so! Green's gonna turn on gray! No way! And it's with Arambai, guys! Okay, what you do is you surround the castle. You put half the units attacking the castle and half not attacking the castle. Because if you have them all attacking the castle, you might miss your opportunity for the king. Like that. No! I've been watching this crap for years, and people always make the same mistake. Gray is going to survive somehow, but I don't think Gray knows where the king has gone because the gather point was set forward. Oh, no! There's no way Gray knows the king is there. There's just no way. I think his castles were queued to send karambits forward. So the king is now right next to the Treb. If Green's looking, Green could maybe realize that. Okay, Gray, I think, has noticed it. But the Arambai just worked their way through the economy. At the same time, though, we have karambits looping over. I mean, we could see Green die as well. I'm actually not sure where the king is, and I always forget the king hotkey, but someone in chat could maybe help me out there. It's not in here. Oh, it is in there. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah, sorry, Mario. Princess is in another castle. Like, pretty much. Like, these two, they need a timeout, all right? They need a timeout to think about what they've done. It's like the second they have an instant or an instance where they don't have to worry about the enemy, they just started attacking each other. And then, of course, the enemy shows up. But there's no way these guys are ever going to trust each other now. I think that one of them is going to have to die, or both of them, before this ends. Now, Pasty Man has turned on Green. It's funny, I didn't even know they were allied at one point. And now Green's pretty much dead. Like, Green, starting to attack Gray, was a death sentence for him. But I think for people who play in these games, sometimes they just want kills. And sometimes they play a lot more for pride than for the win. So he's probably like, well, you know what? If I go down and Gray goes down with me, I'm not going to lose too much sleep over it. Whereas other people are like, I'll do anything to win. Also, did you guys notice the farmer caught between the longbows? Oh my god! What the? How? Did you see that? How did the skirmishers prioritize the only villager that was in that group? Can somebody clip that? I'm actually very surprised. Very surprised that happened, and very surprised people are not as surprised and excited about it in chat as I am right now. Oh my word. Oh, okay. Teal's been working on the reboom. Doesn't have a lot of gold. Remember, there's not a lot of trade over here in the east. Oh my. I'm tilted. The fact that Gray nor Green made markets is insane to me. It's Michi, for goodness sakes. Still not trading. I feel so bad for Blue. Ah, the West! The West! Damn it! Never eat soggy waffles. Never eat soggy waffles. That's what they taught me in elementary school, and I forgot everything I've learned. Now, it wouldn't be a bad idea to... Actually, soggy waffles are amazing, by the way. At least if it's sogged up with syrup. Sign me up. It wouldn't be a bad idea to make houses here. Anything to block these new units from coming in. Blue's going to try and use light cav there, which is good. But, I mean... Just a little weird to me they haven't tried to place any buildings. Update on Gray's situation. Gray has the king alive and is sitting there with a lot in queue. But Green is now at 60 pop. Green is definitely going to go down soon. King is over here right now. What are they teaching you in school in the US? I think other people have had different phrases. Like someone said never eat shredded wheat. When I was a kid, it was never eat soggy waffles. You know, they... give you some things to remember. Apparently doesn't work. Normally, I'm pretty good with that. It's just backwards day for my brain. Never eat slimy worms? Ugh. Does that mean you should eat non-slimy worms, though? Like, I get it if you want somewhat dry waffles. But I don't know about dry... about dry worms. Ugh. Unless we're talking about gummy worms. I'm down for gummy worms. Okay, King of the Noob is on the way. Or King of Noob, sorry. He's just the King of one noob. It's not multiple noobs. It's not King of the Noobs. Oh, man, look at that death ball. Probably the best death ball we have in the game here. Paladins and Siege Onagers. Think about Purple's potential. He would wreck everything that his teammates are making if you were to try and go up against them. Blue, Mit, I have to give a lot of credit. Blue has really done a good job here because Blue has not had any help with trade. Oh, Green's on the run. Gray's looking for it. Now, Gray's allied with Teal. Gray's allied with enough people around where that's going to be spotted. And Gray's going to chase the king over to that TC. Now, oh my god. Gray, in order to kill Green, has just turned on Teal. However, Teal's king is in there as well. So this could be a twofer here. But I don't think Gray ever really wanted to kill Teal. I think Gray just wanted to kill Green as we see the Karambits chasing the king. The king is very fast. And might make it into Blue's castle, actually. No way. Oh my god. No! Green! King of Noob is defeated. Well, that's actually so good for Blue, because Blue is about to maybe lose a castle. I don't think Gray can hold against 3 now. The Gray and Green's conflict, as we've been talking about for a while, Ivy Daly's probably feeling good, like, huh, I killed that noob. I'm such a beast. But, like, in reality, you just killed yourself, right? You both, I don't know who started it. I think it was Gray. But there was a moment where I thought that they were going to lay down their arms and be friends. They're called community games, but that doesn't mean there has to be a sense of community. Let's see how good Purple is at controlling his siege onagers. It's very easy to kill your own units with siege onagers if you're not paying attention. Okay, Teal's got markets now, and his trade carts are now blocked behind the markets. So, I mean, putting it simply, Paladins and siege onagers should wreck everything that Gray's making. I think Gray having the closer reinforcements is going to help. Oh, big shot! Boom! Yes! Yes, yes, yes. You rarely see siege onagers, but when it works, it's glorious. Let's get some T90 wrecked in the chat. It is a dead villager in that emo, but Karambit villager, whatever, same difference, right? Both about the same amount of HP. Yeah, I think the issue, as Purple's going to kill some of his own paladins, is just reinforcements here. So as long as the reinforcements are coming, see, they're coming from the back. It's going to be a little awkward. Okay, what's the deal with the others right now? Okay, it does seem like they're coming to help. But it took a while for me to see them, so I'm wondering if they're going for anything sneaky. Not really. Okay, we have Orange paying attention to the important things and is going to write us a message. I'll keep you updated on the message. Can you imagine if you're trying to kill someone in a big battle and you're like, what? Yo, Pasty Man, what are you doing right now? Like, I'm queuing up units, bro, and then he has 2 skirmishers queued and he's writing messages. Also, I'm not sure what I think about making Imperial skirmishers when you have 7,000 gold. But he doesn't have that much gold income, so maybe that does make sense. I mean, Gray's melee, you can make 2-handed swordsmen that only cost food. So that's going to be great against the skirms. And 58 on food, so maybe there's a chance. Yeah, go ahead and add the market at 1 hour and 15 minutes. Biggest fan. I will remember this game for Daly's mining camp and lack of trade. Let's look at the resources for Teal. Teal, yeah, lacking gold. That hurts to see that. Blue, tons of light cav queued. But do you really want light cav? I feel like Britain's really struggled in post-imp, right? Their bonuses in castle and early imp make them strong, but they lack mobility. Longbow's probably their best unit. Oh! Actually, Purple could take out his own castle here, too, if he's not careful on where he hits with this. Seems like the castle is going to go up. So satisfying to see siege onagers like this. Hey, you're just fighting with inferior units right now if you're Gray. So normally I'd say you have to do something to change things. All the gold income I had, if there is any, if I was in Gray's position, would be to trade, and then I'd just try and survive, and I'd hope for help. That's pretty much it. Oh. Oh no, don't ruin the artwork. Of all the times to get aggressive, you get aggressive right after a viewer made a nice little piece of art for me. Well, it is a good time for Mole King. Mole King realizes they need some revenge. He's going to work with Mit. And these cav archers are going to try and run through. Now, what they don't know is that this is heavily fortified. Yeah, heavily fortified. And I swear, orange is thinking about taking out yellow. Look at those bombard cannons. That's a little sus, if you ask me. That is very easily for a hit and run coming shortly. The longer it takes for teal to be, or gray to be finished off, the more it's going to make those players think about that possibility. We see a signal from yellow. He's kind of letting his teammate know what's going on just in case he didn't see it. But I do not see how this is going to end well for these cav archers. He didn't know what was back here. But everywhere he goes, there's a castle or rats and archers. And rats and archers and castles are going to be great against cav archers. Oh, man. The thing is, Mole King doesn't have a lot of gold income, too, so that hurts so much. At least some trade is being killed off. Yeah, you're going to need more than just a sneaky army. It actually really sucks. Magyars and Britons don't have Siege Ram. Malay do not have Siege Ram. Not having Siege Ram hurts a lot here. In fact, I think there's only one Civ with Siege Ram. And that's Mayans. Right? Yeah, of all the civilizations here, there's only one Siege Onager Civ and one Siege Ram Civ. That's pretty rare. Because we have Eagles in the trade. Oh, this is huge. This needs to be dealt with so quickly by blue. Teal's going to make more cav archers. Teal, of course, had some trade as well. Gray is starting to add it. They need to deal with that. Malay are just so bad in post-imp, man. Like, the only time they're good is if it becomes a game where people start to run out of resources. But in terms of options, they're very weak Civ. You know, pretty soon, blue and teal are going to run out of wood as well. It's very easy to raid all this wood. There's nowhere else. Okay, there's a few clumps for wood over here. I was wrong. Okay. If you have, if you had $7.6 trillion and you had to bet $5.50 on one of these players, you had to. I know it's expensive. Who would you bet your money on? I would be a little hesitant to bet the $5, but I think I would bet on Pasty Man because I think that Vietnamese are really good against Mayans, and I think his position is probably the strongest because he has the corner. I mean, yellow could have expanded down here a little bit. Don't get me wrong, but hasn't really done that. Now, at the same time, Pasty Man is the highest score. So that's got to be something that might be discussed by purple and yellow. Pasty Man, I think, pretty clearly has the strongest position. There's Siege Onager out there. Vietnamese don't fare well against Siege Onager. So I don't think it's that clear cut. And Malay units just never shut up. Trust me, it takes one to know one. The Malay units just talk way too much. When you're trying to have multiple control groups and do a bunch of things in a game, and you're clicking units all the time, it's just non-stop gibberish. Just keep it short, all right? We don't need to hear about your whole week. I just asked you how you're doing. That's what, when people say T90, if you were a unit, what unit would you be? I should honestly just respond by saying anything from Malay. It took blue a really long time to realize this. And teal, they've both been making military, so that's a surprise to me. I think that should have been dealt with faster, if I'm being honest. Yellow's been in that trade route for 10, 15 minutes now. But of course, there's probably a lot of stress right now, and... Oh, man, okay. Castle on the woodline from Pasty. You cannot use bombard cannons to take out trees. So unfortunately, Pasty's probably going to need to make some onagers. Or just one onager, as we see elephants. The underrated, underseen, underappreciated, maybe under everything. Underpass. No, that doesn't work. I tried. These elephants are actually pretty tanky. 370 HP. That is their bonus after Chatras, which is their unique upgrade. They're extra chonky. underweight. They're not underweight. I can tell you that much. Salutes in chat, please, for baskets. What's up? At what point is yellow going to make a move for orange, or is orange going to make a move for yellow? Do you guys think Snoopy's going to get a taste of his own medicine and get sandwiched? It would actually make a whole lot of sense for orange and purple to sandwich Snoopy at some point. Just because of the position. Not necessarily, you know, their styles or anything like that. I'm sure that red would be very happy to see that. I'm sure that green would be very happy to see gray die. And is happy to see that gray's trade is still... Well, maybe now it's been cleared, but gray's eco is pretty poor right now. I say that as he has 87 on farms. So maybe if he wants to make two-handed swordsman, it's not too bad. I think the player we need to worry about now would be blue, but look at this. PC breaking stuff. Okay. I know a lot of people game on laptops. I remember when I used to play HD on my laptop, how hot it would get. I'm envisioning these guys on their like kitchen table with their laptops right now, and that fan is just going like their laptop just gets louder and louder and louder and louder. They don't have to have the heat on anymore. I guess it's summer, it's hot everywhere, but oh god, I'm on a laptop. I mean, it makes sense. Listen, you know, it takes the real hardcore gamers to get a standalone PC. Usually people are going to have a laptop so they can do other things on it as well. Oh no, the light Kevin, the longbows have been surrounded.
Is your voice, but it is actually your mustache. Never shave, my friend.
T90, you might think your moneymaker is your voice, but it's actually your mustache. Never shave, my friend. Really? I don't know if I agree with that. I've never heard anyone say that to me before. A pasty man coming in with the chonkers. You honestly, there's nothing the blue's making that stops that. This is the perfect unit. Blue doesn't have any helps. So without pointy boys, you really don't have a chance here, right? And again, the main theme being just that Pasty Man's positioning is so strong. But how does Pasty Man only have... How many relics does Pasty Man have? Only that for gold right now? It's concerning to me that Pasty doesn't have trade. Purple has 20,000 gold. I think that a lot of you guys put your $5 on the wrong person. 20,000 gold with Teutons. There's a lot you can do with that. 7,000 gold with Mayans. I think Pasty Man really has not thought about the future too much. I can hear Pasty Man's mom now. Son, I told you to stop living so frivolously. I told you to save your money for when you're old and gray like me. Pasty Man's mom sounds like a grandmother. She's a very old lady. Could be both, I suppose. Boom, 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 boom. These elephants are so loud. And immediately you see Pasty Man say, "I'll take those relics." Is anyone else surprised that teal and blue are still alive in this game? Even gray. I mean, hats off to them for staying alive. In the West, I'm learning directions here. I thought that they were going to get rolled a lot faster. And I also thought that Pasty Man was going to make a move for yellow, but... Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Oh, God. Looking at how little gray and orange are trading right now is making me tired, but I think that they're at least picking it up. They still are in a position to hold at least. Quick look at the KD, by the way, and gray... Gray is in an interesting position. 1,900 deaths, 1,200 kills. And look at all the barracks coming up. 81 on food, 82 on food. And the two-handed swordsman only costs food. But this is like a scenario that 8-year-old you created so you could beat up against the AI. And the AI is just funneling units through this choke point helplessly. You've got bombard towers, you've got scorpions, paladins, siege onagers, castles. There's no world in which Gray actually pushes that.
Great job with keeping the thing real. There the comments coming tonight. Less than 3.
Can we talk about that guy on top of the elephant and how quickly he swings that stick? Oh! Mid-mid is done! Mid-mid is done. The king was killed right here. So Snoopy gets another king kill. But Snoopy has not done it alone. I maybe jinxed it. I'm sorry if it was cursed to the commentator there. Salutes in chat for Mit-Mit, though, who was our host who set everything up, which takes some time and effort. Thank you, Mit-Mit. Also, Mit-Mit, well done staying alive. I was so frustrated on your behalf because of Gray and Green. Gray and Green were bickering amongst themselves, but they wouldn't even trade at a market for you to trade. Plus, honestly, I think Britons are always going to struggle here. You'd need to have 100 military at all times with Britons to have a chance. And with that, you'd need to have like, longbows and probably 30, 40 halbs. Like 60 longbows, 40 halbs, and even then it could be a little tough. Mit says, what does it take to get some freaking markets? I know! Now watch Gray win this game. Oh, man. There'd be so many tilted individuals if Gray were to actually finish this off. I think that Green... I forget what his Twitch name is. I think that Green would be a little tilted and maybe Mit-Mit. I don't know. All right. I mean, Gray, to his credit, is trying to defend teal at the moment. I just need to know what the trust levels are like between yellow and orange. Okay. Also, can we get 2 additional stables here, Orange? This is... Oh, this is almost so perfect. This actually looks so amazing. Look at the spacing on the stables. It looks like a scenario almost. That's satisfying. You know what else is satisfying? Mole King has, as we just saw two-handed swordsman commit suicide simultaneously, 130 military for Mole King. Insane. Does it all die to scorpions and siege onagers? Remember, it is Michi. Right? They had a lot of time to think about how they're going to play this. In some cases, people worked against the team. In some cases, people worked for the team. And right now, we essentially have a 3v3. But in this... Wait, no, it's not a 3v3. It is now a 3v2. Math is hard. And also, the 3 seem a whole lot stronger in terms of unit comp. Oh, no! Mole King! I know that you want to show off your micro. I don't know if this is the moment. Holy lag. Holy lag. I feel like someone should make a meme out of this game. That micro is actually not bad. It could have been way worse. Let's put it that way. I feel like someone should take a small screenshot of this game right now. And then also alongside that, post a screenshot from the devs that says, improved online stability and performance. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, against the siege onagers, it was pretty... Not sure about that one. Yeah, maybe just forgot about it because he was distracted over here. Does he not have... Oh, he doesn't have the final armor upgrade in his hussars. Kind of looked like it. The skirms died a little bit too fast. Missing that upgrade will hurt. Imp skirms are no joke regardless, so... Alright, so have you guys ever watched a show where the first couple seasons are amazing, but then in the middle, it starts to slow down, and they're clearly trying to drag it on a little bit just so they can get you to watch a little longer. And then they're going to have a big finale. Like, the last season or 2 could be decent. You understand what I mean? I feel like that's where we're at right here. Like, this has been a solid opening, but it's all about how it's going to finish, all right? And we're going to find out more and more because we're getting closer to that. Slowly, Gray's going to have to give it up. Gray's only down to 54 farmers now. Slowly, Teal's going to die. And then it's time for the big finale. And we're getting close, okay? We're getting very, very close. Now, this is where I start to look back here and see if there's any funny business. And oh! Called it! Okay. Wow. All right. So, it's going down now, which actually leaves potential for Ivy Daily and Mole King to stay alive. We have light cav raiding yellow. We have yellow's eagles raiding or taking out the stables that have produced the light cav. Purple's just like, guys, why can't we all get along? And he's actually he's actually allied with both of them, as far as I know. So that's actually really good for purple. Purple's going to continue on gray, which is a smart move. Don't allow gray to get back into the game. Remember, lacking siege ram is a big deal here, but I think yellow's going to have gold. Yeah, yellow has 5,000 gold in the bank, and well, that's a lot of light cav in queue from Pasty Man. But Pasty Man really doesn't have as much gold long term. This is the season I talked about. Everyone's dying. Everything is happening at once. This is crazy. Oh my. Orange accidentally sent his king here. What? Okay. Okay. Hold on a second. 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 Why is the king there? This is live. I have to pause it because I have to process this. All right, my only guess is that he set gather points from his castles forward and ejected it at some point. Oh! Wait a second. Let's check. Look at this. Look. Okay. Look at the X in the minimap. All of his castles had a gather point set to that very spot. You see those bodies? Yellow took out the castle, and when you lose a castle, it goes to where the gather point was set. So, yellow, he doesn't know the king is over there, but that king could not be further away from home right now. Oh my god. And I think yellow researched treason, but when you research treason to see where the king is, sometimes it's very... He can see it! He can see it! Purple could see it! Purple might even be able to turn on him and kill him. And there's just no way Pasty Man's going to notice that. Oh, wait. You're kidding. Did yellow notice it? No way. No way. No way, dude. Oh, my God. What a play. And now... Oh! Can Orange save himself? No, there's no way, right? I thought for a second Orange was controlling that. Pasty Man has been defeated by a single eagle. You could argue he was going to get mopped up anyways. I remember, I think Pasty Man had the better position for trade. A lot of good things. I really do think that with rats and archers at your disposal, it's really hard for mines to stop you. Didn't have a whole lot of them over the last 20-30 minutes. Just making skirms and light cav and rip. Well, Snooby and Arthur remain. We now have to pay attention to Gray. And Gray right now, sitting here with just 77 population. Gray has really put up a fight this game. There's a lot that Gray could have done to benefit himself and his teammates long term, but didn't really happen. Teal, probably wishing he had a friend in the world. Or a friend that wasn't half dead anyways in Gray. Now, let's get a king update real quick. Obviously, Gray is getting destroyed. Let's find out first where his king is. Okay, king is here, for those wondering. Now, we're going to do a quick update on Teal. I think Teal's is in this castle. Okay.
Well, I lost on who I thought would win.
Okay, we just had 2 donations at the same time, and I think we missed the messages. I'll get to that in a second. Arthur... His castle is disappearing. All of his... Oh, God. This is the bug. Thank you, DE. All the buildings are going to start disappearing. But Arthur actually has a couple fakes. There's the Teutonic Knight in this castle. A Teutonic Knight in this castle. A Teutonic Knight in this castle. Where is the king? And the king's in that castle. And you have yellow... Wait a second. Yellow eagles in that tower? Is that intentional? That could easily have been a weird misclick. So yeah, I think he bought a lot of stone with all that gold income, 21,000 gold. And then we'll just quickly look at yellow. Yellow's still massing plumes. Yellow's king is over here. It's a little less secretive, I'd say, for yellow. I feel like we could easily see the same gather point issue, though. If people, especially if you're making plumed archers, you might make the same mistake that we saw earlier from orange. Oh my god. Mole King, why do you... Oh. Oh, God. What is happening? Oh, my God. Oh, he's probably like... He's probably hoping I had a T90 blinds moment and didn't realize that. Okay. Plumed archers from yellow have shown up. Here they are to hit the eco. The ever-shrinking eco for our gray player. Thank you. Zeno says, well, I lost in who I thought would win. You bet you donated the $5. That works. Thanks, Zeno. I actually had forgotten about that bet until that dono. It was Roblo who was red. Said, thanks for the game, T90. 15 years since I last played. A little rusty. Hope gray or purple win Kappa. Okay, gray or purple. Well, it's not going to be gray. I think purple's a fair bet because purple didn't turn on you, red. And I'm happy to... I'm glad you could get in. That's pretty freaking cool. Again, not every community game does the little guy get picked on. But you can see how, in some ways, it hasn't always benefited Snoopy. Okay. See if I remember this hotkey. I always forget the hotkey for checking the kings. I thought it was Control-Alt-W. I remember what it used to be on Voobly. Never remember on DE. But Gray's King is in here. I mean, Gray... Gray, it's just a matter of time now. He's getting murder holes. That's all he's doing. Control-Alt-Comma. I wonder if I can change that. If that's something I can change in the settings, I should just change it to what it used to be. Thank you, guys. Okay... Yellow has to be thinking about being sneaky in some way. I do feel like the only way he sees these eagles, if this was indeed a mistake, is if he checks for idle military. It would be epic if he put eagles and petards in here, ejected, and then boomed the castle down. Purple's playing extra safe. I don't even see a gather point in the castle. Which means that the king would just... it could be a problem, right? The king could just show up there. Make a macro on your stream deck for checking kings? Please. Stream decking for that is a little extreme. I use hotkeys all the time with my freaking keyboard, man. I mean, I just gotta remember what it is, which is a concern. I guess you know what's gonna happen, guys, is I'm gonna tell myself I'm gonna change that at some point, and I never will, and then in 8 months I'll finally do it. Gray's last stand, perhaps. Green rejoices. I'm sure. Look at these Carambitos.
Hi, I'm new.
The Scorpions have got so much value for purple this game. Oh my god. Look at that KD. 1,500 kills, 700 deaths. Do you need a reminder email? No. No, no. No, no. Come on, Gray. Gray, you're going to have to give it up here. King is right in this castle. Castle getting rams down. Not seeing Gray. Gray just stole farms from Blue. I heard the mill. I'm like, what is this guy doing? He wanted food income. He was that desperate he's taking someone else's farms. Farming on a dead person's land. I don't know if that's exactly legal. Oh, King is on the move now. Okay. All right. So King could continue to run around. There's nothing really stopping that. It would actually take some real time to be able to chase this down. If you really had it in you to boom it out, you could maybe add TCs and make yourself last another 20 minutes here. And normally I'd say stop wasting time, but this is actually really good because what this does is it gives time for yellow and purple to plot against each other.
I can't believe you're still propagating this institutionalized bullying that we all call commie games. Every game should be Michi with an hour treaty. Every player over 1k should have to delete vills.
It's the only way. You know me. Thank you for the $5. This is someone wanting me to guess who donated that. See, I want to say Varian, but Varian doesn't normally try and bash on people who are above 1,000 elo. Varian likes to bash on people who are below 1,000 elo. So I don't want to say Varian. What is this bug? What is this? Why does that? Thank you. Oh, it actually kind of makes sense because he's trading this way. Okay, it kind of makes sense. He's getting like 0.8 gold per trip. Congratulations, Steel. You're doing it. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, it was Varian? Okay, cool. Thank you, Varian. What a weird world. Wait, so a stranger on the internet just gave you money and you could recognize who they... Oh, no! This is not what you do against scorpions, bro. Oh, my God. Honestly, just throw your king in with the cav archers next time and end it so I don't have to watch that again. Oh, my God. No. No, 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 no. It's like 3 or 4 times. It's honestly, Sleeping Giant, it's not about not patrolling. It's just you don't want to get in close to scorpions like that. Especially when there's support. I think if there's not support, you can get funky with armies, but he basically is trying to micro against scorpions like onagers, where he gets into the minimum range like he did before, which was pretty impressive. It's just not quite the same against scorpions. I'm kidding, by the way. Like, Teal, don't... You know, Teal, there are a lot of players who are scared to take fights. Scared to take engagements. Hesitate. You, whether you fail or, you know, you have success, you're going for it. I'd like to see it. Gray, maybe feeling bad about trying to reboom from 20 population, has a message to all the viewers who are here to watch this. Gray says sorry. I like it. So far, actually, if you look at it from left to right, it says sorry, T90. It's perfect. If they just clear out some of Blue's buildings, they could have a full-on paragraph here. When is Purple going to... I mean, they're slowly taking out this side. But when is Purple going to turn on Yellow? When is Yellow going to turn on Purple? I'm not seeing any petards being created. Not seeing any trebs being created. It doesn't really seem like they want to do it anytime soon. Slowly killing Pasty Man's castles. Yellow AFK. No, Yellow's not AFK. He's making forward buildings. Yellow has stopped queuing units for a bit, but probably just finding some time to relax. Yet running around with the eagles and plumes, just trying to hunt down the king, and the king's right there. No way. You're kidding me. Yellow can't see it. Yellow cannot see it. Now, Gray actually cannot run this way because there's a castle from Green. I'm sure Green would love to somehow snipe that king. Well, that might be the safest spot for the king. Just chilling right there. They'll have to research treason, which they've just done to figure out where the king is. And oh no! You can't make it up! You can't make it up! Green has been dead for like... Oh, never mind. You baited. You baited. Sorry, Green. Remember, Green was killed by Gray, or the reason that Green died so heavily was largely because of Gray. And so I was thinking there might be a chance. Thinking there might be a chance of that he could get some revenge from the death here. I don't think so, though. I think that Teal's going to be able to defend this. There's no way plumed archers and 6 eagles take out a castle. Hey, by the way, I want to go... And I'll have to do it after the game. I, of course, had a bunch of individual subs during this. But I want to say thank you to that gifting splurge earlier from Business, Azure Sentry, Saseki, and a few others. I'm sorry I missed... Like, I saw them and then needed to set up the game, and then I wanted to go back, and then I, of course, freaking forgot, and here we are an hour later after a crazy game. Treason continues to be researched. And... Oh! Wait a second! Yellow was about to make what looks like a move on Purple, and Purple does not trust him. And Gray was now defeated. And I believe that was by Yellow. So Gray is out. Teal is still alive, but the king is just sitting there next to a farm. And Yellow is trying to make a move. Now, I still don't know where Yellow's where his eagles were. I remember he had eagles around here before. Princess has now gone to another castle. It's going to be really tough to kill Teutons like this. Like, Mayans simply struggle to take out this many castles. They don't have bombard cannons. Not that that works well against Teutons. So you just... Teutonic Knight, Paladin, Siege Onager, the composition is just sick for Teutons. Post-Imperial, way stronger than Mayans. Dally shows up in Twitch chat and says, I got the worst Civ ever. And says, T90 rigged. Do you think that your civilization had something to do with the fact that you didn't work together with your teammate? Was that a Civ thing? I forgot that Malay people backstab. Yes? Okay. What is Yellow doing right now, actually? What's the... It says that in the tech tree, guys. Prone to backstabs and not trusting teammates. Duh. Okay, I think Yellow's going to make an extra layer of defense. Purple's get... What the... Extra layer of defense, my ass? Why was that castle deleted? I'm very confused. But clearly there's a plan here. Yeah. Is this another message? Is this a maze? What is this? G. This is if that's a G. I don't think that is a good G, as the trade card has now been deleted. Is Yellow just gonna give up? I mean, actually, I can understand it. How can he give up? As I look at Purple's 25 castles, Paladins, Rams, Scorpions. I think this is gonna be a fortified GG. It's just looking at this and calling this a GG is like looking at an eagle and calling it a squirrel. It's a stretch. Oh, and Unteal sees an opportunity to possibly steal second place, and Yellow's like, no. Wow. Okay. So, remember, this Mole King player has been bottom score for a long time. And Mole King is guaranteed third place. Now, we don't hand out medals here in the T90 Olympics. We just hand out tiers and ego boosts. But it is possible, I suppose, for Teal to get the silver medal. King is in there. I don't think there's any murder holes for Yellow. Now, Yellow's probably signaling like, yo, dude, let me finish my GG. I'm just gonna tap out. There's no way that's a GG. That's like a GG in the Greek alphabet or something. What is that? I don't understand. The only reason I think it's a GG is because they look the same. Oh, the mini... Oh my god, I was looking at it the wrong way. Actually, if you look at the mini-map, that's actually pretty epic. I was looking at it, I was reading it the wrong way. I just had to, turn my head to the side a little bit. Wow, that's actually... It looks so amazing on the mini-map. I wasn't even thinking about the mini-map. Okay, hats off, salutes. It's actually good. It's like, the Great Wall of China. You can see it from the moon. All right, Purple, his slow but deadly push is on the way. Purple only has 140 Teuton military. Fully upgraded. It's funny because when Snoopy was a kid, Snoopy used to dream about fully upgraded Teuton military. Paladins and Teutonic Knights, the Capey boys. But now, as an adult, Snoopy finds out that it wasn't a dream, it was a nightmare. A nightmare from the future. As the king is right here, and for Mole King, who is still below Blue's score, and Blue's been dead for a while, Mole King gets a kill. I don't see how it's possible for Mole King to ever kill Purple. Purple's just... With the trade income, bought so much stone, made so many castles. It seems impossible. What a play that would be, though. Basically, you need about 6 trips, 25 cav archers, and 20 hussars. And you go in after a castle. You have to send everything underneath his castles. Hope to eject the king and then snipe it as it runs to the next. That's your only hope. Going to be really tough and going to take some time for purple to kill off teal. But there's just no way that teal, who has no fortifications, is going to be able to survive. Right? Surely. Maybe you get a little anxious if you're purple. You realize that you're really far ahead and you're thinking that maybe you'd throw it in front of thousands of people. There could be some anxiety there. Sorry. I picked the absolute wrong thing to show you. As they do. Allied victory! Allied victory! What? Okay, so this game started off with 2 teams. All right? Started off with the Western team and the Eastern team, but they always had the ability to fight for either side. They could ally anyone they wanted, as we saw with Mit. Mit was the only one to do that right away. Or they could turn on their team members, which we saw many a time. When Mellowin went down, when King of Noob went down, there were many people who did not appreciate where they came from. And for Arthur or Arthus and Mole King, it was 2 very similar stories. They were born in the midst of battle, but they were born on separate areas of the world. They found each other, they met each other, and it became a lovely, lovely relationship. And they're going to ride off into the sunset, being best friends forever. At least that's what we say. Great storyline. I could have done a little better with that, but that's as good as I can think of right now. In terms of KD, Snooby had 2,139 units killed. Now, Mayans looked really, really good for most of that game until the Teuton player was sitting there fortified, right? The mobility was better for Snooby. He was all over the place with Eagle's plumes. Very active. Maybe instead of killing Pasty Man, maybe it would have been smarter to take out Teutons. Maybe there should have been a little bit of recognition there before it got out of hand. Very easy to say, though. Very easy to say. In terms of largest army, not almost every player. Sorry, McLowan and others, but a lot of players were over 100 army, which is crazy to see. I was surprised at how little trade there was. I feel bad for Mit. He had 15 trade carts, and Daily and King of Noob either didn't know the market existed or just refused to make a market for better part of a century. So that was disappointing for Blue. Despite that, Blue had decent trade profit, but Snooby and Arthas really benefited from having trade. I think Pasty Man probably regrets not adding trade. Maybe Pasty Man didn't want to trade. Certainly didn't work out for that reason. And then see some of the other cool stats here for that game. Daily says, I don't need a market for Malay trash. You just had the most individualistic diplomacy game ever, Daily. You complained about the Civ when you killed your teammate, and then you wouldn't even make a market for your teammate's trade. You deserve to die. You deserved it. No Diplo whatsoever. Might as well have been a standard free-for-all. Jeez. But at least you own it, right? Like, I always hate it when someone doesn't accept who they are. So at least you accept who you are. Nah, you did me a service in some ways, and there's the overall timeline. Yeah, like, I'm thinking... And again, it's hard to say, but if Snooby wants to get a victory, this is the time, right? Leave Pasty Man be. Go after the strongest post-him Civ. Stop these castles from coming up. What's the price of stone at the end of this game? 372 gold to buy 100 stone. So I think what happened was Purple was just kind of sitting back, buying stone, being patient, realizing the situation. In the end, ended up being a joint victory. Of course, I think Purple would have won that anyways, but it was a good way to end it. And well played to everybody. Actually, this is going to be awkward for editor now, but it feels weird to shout out Community Game Day when it's been so infrequent, and it might still be somewhat infrequent over the next month or two as I might be moving. But if you'd like to join for future community games and you happen to watch on YouTube, I do community games most Fridays, whatever Fridays I can do. Despite some of the issues with DE, I'm actually feeling reinvigorated, and I really get upset when I can't do community games. So I want to do it every Friday from here on out. Maybe stop by the stream at some point. Maybe don't. It's up to you. Let's continue.